Wilson Morales from Black Film and TV. Hello, Edgar. How's it going?
Hey, good to see you.
Now, most of your films have been of the comedic flair, and this is something totally different, a whole new genre. How did you challenge yourself knowing you can try to pull off a psychological thriller? It was like, that guy?
Well, I guess the thing is, I'd been thinking about the film for a long time, like over a decade. And I guess there's a part of that where you're sort of trying to challenge yourself, where you're gearing up to do something like that. So it might account for why it had been percolating for so long, or why it was like a long time between. I think I first pitched the movie like 10 years ago to my producer, and then but part of it was just doing the groundwork. Like I sort of had the idea for the story. It's sort of based on like kind of just my experience of living in London, and also kind of I'm the sort of person who thinks about in buildings that are 400 years old. It's difficult for me not to think about the past and what these walls have seen. So, and London is a place that sort of conjures up sort of a lot of ghosts in a lot of different ways. So I've been thinking about doing, I mean, I guess at a certain point, the film is haunting you. And the only way to exercise that is to make the movie.
There's a lot of stuff in here when you're talking about period pieces. You got the setting, the fashion, the music. Which of these things did you want to get right the most?
I guess all of them. Like, so I mean, I made a movie where like we're recreating the 60s, and also we have some of the most famous actors of the 60s in the film. So actually Rita Tushingham, who plays Eloise's grandmother, who's in the modern scenes, she watched it the other day and really loved it. But my first question was like, did we get it right? Like, how did the period scenes look? And she goes, oh, no, it looked great. So that meant a lot to me, because it was important to get those details right.
Hmm. And then, like I said, can you talk about, your work with Diana Rigg?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just very proud that I got to work with and know Diana Rigg at all. And the fact that it's her last film is terribly sad, but like I'm very proud of her work in it. And just getting to know her was just a sort of pleasure, because she was just as fierce and funny and like just a joy. I always hoped she would be. And there's that great thing when they say never meet your heroes, but this is, one of the great exceptions. All of them were, Terence and Rita as well. So my memory of it is like sort of, I can't be sad about it. I can only feel happy and grateful that I got the chance at all.
Hmm. And then Thomasin as your lead, she's growing up as we see, in the last 3 years, she's blowing up. Can you talk about casting her as well as Anya?
Well, I mean, the irony is that Anya, I had spoken to about the movie 6 years ago, before I'd written a word of the screenplay, and I'd originally been thinking about her for Eloise. But then over time, I'd seen her in other movies, and I'd started to think that she would be better playing Sandie, as the Sandie part started to expand. So Anya luckily agreed when she read the script. She wanted to do it, and she wanted to play Sandie. And then Thomasin McKenzie, I had loved in the film Leave No Trace. So we sort of, went to her, and she really wanted to do it. The thing about her being in the movie that's really astonishing, given like what I think she gives such a great performance, and it's such a complicated role. She's 18 years old, 18 years old playing an 18-year-old. And also in a way, like her coming to London and making the movie is sort of not dissimilar to Eloise in the movie coming to London and going to college. The two things seem kind of inextricably linked forever, and I think they do for her as well. So it feels like she really went on a journey with the movie.
Hmm. Edgar, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck with everything else. Wherever you're at, stay safe.
Thank you.